Hi, this is Bex from channel Bex Bug Out Survivor, and today we are looking at the tarp, the basher, and how to centre it correctly and rapidly. Now, this system I've created only utilises equipment that we already have, and what I'm going to show you is very simple. But just because it's simple doesn't mean it's not clever in its own right. I mean, a lot of kit I have has been designed to be deployed quickly. I have a hammock system, which I'm just getting into the whoopee suspension now again. It's been designed for a quick and easy deployment, and yet when it comes to tarps and bashers, I still see on YouTube people struggling with them, and the most common way, and I don't know why this is like this: that you get one piece of cordage and you span it from one tree to the other, and then I've seen people drape the basher over that cord between two trees. They use a prusik around each end, a prusik loop, and that's connected to a beaner, and then they can center it and get the tension that way. It seems over-engineered, uses far too much cord. Perhaps people do it that way because they can't easily center a tarp, and that's fine, because we're going to eliminate that problem right now. But first, the hammock, and then I'm going to quickly show you just how quick this basher goes up. So I've only made one modification, and that's to the end of the webbing on the tarp. I'm going to utilise the beaner that I've already put this hammock up with, and that is going to save cordage, it's going to save time. Just watch how easy this goes up and how I can centre it and get is that easy. It's centered, it went up quickly. It's not going to come down. It only needs pegging out. So here's the plus points. I didn't have to go around a tree with the cordage to get this basher up. I only utilised what equipment is already on my suspension. It's only a beaner. And I've been playing about in the backyard with this idea, and it's only based on a constrictor knot, and that's how you get your tension. And I can loosen it off in exactly the same manner, which I'm going to do now, and then I'll show you the simple knot modification you're going to need to put this up. So, overhand knot like that. Now, I don't want a big loop like this on the overhand knot. I want to get the knot as close to the end as I possibly can. I'm going to keep sliding it up until I only have a small eyelet here at the top, which is just big enough to thread the other end of the cordage through it. I'm going to pass this loop through the webbing. I'm going to come to the end of the cordage and thread the cordage through the loop we just made. It's called a lark's head, and that's all there is to it. Now, here's where the science happens. I want this knot behind the webbing, not in front of it like I have it now. I need this knot behind. This is how it all works. If I wanted, I could just snip this tail end off here and melt it, but we'll come back to that. Now the knot is behind the webbing. Pull tight on that. Now what I'm going to do is come back to the end of the cordage, and this time I'm going to push it into the webbing where the knot is, and I want to come underneath that knot we just made, and it'll just secure it in place as I tighten it. Now this tag end here is the adjuster. I'm just going to put this in an overhand knot down there just so I don't lose it for next time I want to use it. And this big loop we made here, this just goes straight to the beaner that's already there for me. I grab that loop we just made and it goes straight into the beaner as quick as that. I just need to do the same on the other side. This is my adjustable tag, the bit that went behind the webbing and under the knot, which is on the inside of the webbing. And I pull on this, and this will create all the tension I need to raise the tarp up. And I know my tarp will need to sit about here, past the hammock. There, I think that will do it, maybe a bit more. Just pull towards the tree. And it's exactly the same on the other end. I get this adjuster end and I pull towards the tree, and up comes the basher. I can use these adjuster lines to both centre the tarp and get a lot more tension for the ridge. This can be done in seconds. I'm just slowing it right down. That's nicely centred, as you can see. I have a similar kind of distance here from the head end to the foot end. To loosen it is simple also. Come to the end of the tarp. Now we leave this tensioning line alone, and we just grab one of these lines, the loop that's connected to the beaner, one of the loops, and I pull away from the tree and it drops the tarp. Now I can raise it a little bit more if I needed, which I don't, but I'll show you anyway, with this line here on the other side of the tree. Let's see what happens when I pull the cord towards the tree with the tarp. There, that is tight. It's not going anywhere. I can pull on this as much as I want. It's not going anywhere because the knot has restricted this. The only way you can loosen it is by to slacken it off on the loop. And to take it down, just unhitch the loop we made off the beaner. Job done. So of course I talked you through it all there, but as you saw at the beginning, just how quick and easy this is just to take up and down. Just give it some slack off the loop. I'm going to put my tensioning cord into a half hitch down there so I don't lose it next time, and just take it straight out of the beaner. There's an even easier way to utilise some of the equipment you may already have in your pack to hang your basher and get it centred. As soon as the hammock is centred, I can also centre the basher, the tarp, very easily just using a couple of bungees as well. But many people I've seen on YouTube, and I don't know why, seem hell-bent on getting half a dozen bungee cords and going around a tree with it and then back to the basher. no need. We're just going to span from the end of the basher to the beaner. That's it. It really is that simple. So I've got a bungee here and I'm going to show you how to overcome a very, very simple problem that some people are struggling with. I hook up a bungee to the webbing of the basher, put this end onto the beaner like that. Do the same the other end. So let's have a look at the problem and then address the problem. As you can see, I've used 2 bungees. The bungees are too long and the tarp's sat on the ground. I need to shorten the bungees. That's the answer. And here's the solution. Now, to shorten a bungee is simple. It's an overhand knot in it. It takes all that stress tension out of it and shortens that stress tension. Now I only have this much bungee and foregone using this section. And this is your pitch off bungees. Now when it comes to pegging out or staking out, the elastic of the bungees actually aid us in getting tension. Now if you have a kind of suspension that doesn't have a beaner at the tree end, with the cordage method you can go around the cord back through the webbing and get tension that way. You don't always need the beaner. I use the beaner personally because I can get away with just a few feet of cordage without having the need to go around a tree to tighten it. This is going to change the world of hammocking and how we put up the basher. And it wouldn't surprise me if I get the Nobel Prize for that and people name their kids after me. But I am certainly going to call that cordage method there the Bex Method. What else? Until next time, take good care of yourself. I'll see you out there. Give it a try.